Hello, welcome to this Gathering of Tribes update of August 30th. Only 10 days to go till the build, and less than 2 weeks until the gates open. So it's really exciting time, high energy. At the same time, it's also a time to let go and release. We all have huge and massive plans, but now is the time to move from go, go, go to flow, flow, flow. So from pushing our ideal plans and outcomes to rolling with reality as it comes, because the key is not that we burn out producing some amazing event or going out of our way, but that we create a basis for an energizing basis for ongoing future collaboration. So, Audrey, what are you doing? You're in the midst of it and the hardcore. What are you doing to make sure that this is a regenerative experience for you, that you don't burn out?
I wasn't prepared for this one. Um, I have recruited an incredible team and designed a beautiful structure for the gathering to really invite co-creation. Events are this beautiful beast that is actually quite old school in their design. Usually, I think they're still very centralized. There's very much this usually consumerist idea around them, or some of them at least. And yeah, it's been really fun sort of trying to think through, okay, what does co-creation look like at event production level? So lots of surprises, but I can already share that, yeah, everyone will be invited to pitch in and to see the space as their own, to take care of this beautiful land as their home. And we have an incredible team that I'm so excited to be working with, of about 15 to 20 people that are all actors in some space within the regenerative ecosystem, and that will be I call them culture carriers, really, but they will be this nucleus that will support us all 450 or 500 of us, into into really embodying the culture of the gathering. So again, a culture of co-creation, radical responsibility, and regeneration. So this week for me has been about this movement, like trying to hand over the beautiful pieces of the puzzle to beautiful humans, so I don't hold on to them too much. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, and I think I've taken it a little bit easier this week to bundle up my energy for starting from the 7th. And yeah, I love what you said, and connecting with what you said. The gathering is much more than just these activities or these people coming together. It's intended to be a crucible of exactly this culture. One of the memes that was going by the internet a few years ago was, "It's not my garbage, but it's my planet," with people who went to beaches and other places and then took a picture of this mass of garbage that they collected. And this kind of ethos, it's not my problem. I didn't create this mess. Maybe the previous generations created it, but it's my planet. It's my reality. I take responsibility for doing what I can, is the ethos on which we want to build the gathering, and the ethos that we dream of for the ecosystem of collaboration that we want to build. So it's I'm excited to report that ticket sales have finally started going. I guess everybody's buying tickets now. This means that the ticket prices go up on September 1st. So we go from regular tickets to last minute. Also, it's quite possible that the tickets will sell out. The goal is to break even if we can, but even more importantly, to have the number of people on the land that it creates a good experience. And Audrey is there now on the land. There's another event happening, and she's feeling into making sure that we have the number of people at the land can regeneratively carry. We're going to be the biggest event at this venue ever, right, Audrey?
By far. Yeah. Yeah, correct.
So they are super excited to have us, but of course we are pushing and exploring the limits. Uh, so lots of amazing people coming from around the world, dreamers who do an amazing gathering of people. However, even though 5 days is a long time, it's a short time. It's important to try and get the most effective use of the time together that you can. And a key part of doing this is intention setting. I think you've had this conversation with many people now. Maybe you can say a bit.
Sure. I get really fired up when I think about what could happen if we gathered 500 passionate people that have really taken time and space before stepping into the event space to set their intention. I think there's a huge, partly unexplored power there. This is currently happening in a fairly organic way. I've had a lot of one-on-one conversations with people that are really thinking and feeling into their intention for stepping into the space. There is very beautiful intention setting sessions that are happening at camp level also. And we have been having a couple of community sessions and pollination events that definitely covered at least some aspects of this intention setting. For me, this really loops back to the very start of the gathering when you and me were just calling people from the regenerative movement. And I remember one of the first things we were telling them is, it makes sense for you to build a camp at the gathering and to step into this space if it makes sense for your business or for your organization or for your personal project. So for me, there's the same in this intention setting. It's what are your needs? Like really focus back into what are your needs right now in your in this reality, and how can the gathering help you? And by how can the gathering help you, there's different elements. There is this incredible collective of people, those camps, the themes, the tools that are going to be brought forward, just the 5 days away from the day-to-day life, and of course many other things. So yeah, just really looking forward to what this may bring.
Yeah, and if I may add to that, if you haven't had a chance to join any of the calls, one way which you can set the intention is think about what what you would like your life, your project to be after the gathering, and then work back from that. What kind of connections you need to make at the gathering to make that possible?
Yeah.
The universe will create serendipity and provide what you need, but you have to ask, have to know what you need for the universe to be able to do its work. So in line with that, we have a lot of questions from people that are bringing activities, which is everybody's invited to share activities, people who are organizing camps, especially where in the schedule to put things, will there be too many things going on, and so on and so forth. I think trust serendipity and make a good invitation. This means when you write your event, make it clear of what kind of people, who it's for, what will they benefit from it, what you hope to gain from it, right? There's this strong culture we're trying to create of connecting over needs and offers. In the morning, we generally recommend camps have a morning check-in circle, something like this, a camp caring circle. What else, Audrey, you have some thoughts on how to plan activities?
Sure. I mean, so to continue, I think one thing that's been really useful, it seems to people when trying to imagine the gathering, has been this day in the life of a co-creator at the gathering. And yes, I see it, as you said, potentially by starting with a camp circle, so starting with a smaller group, going into the intentions for the day. Then a lot of camps are designing and have started putting online already some really beautiful activities, maybe a bit higher energy for the morning. And then the third part of the day for me is really one that can be left open. So remember, there's going to be a lot going on. There's a lot of camps. There's a lot of incredible humans. I mean, the vast majority of the gathering co-creators are space holders, facilitators, change makers, purpose-driven entrepreneurs. All of these people have a lot to bring. So remember to leave space to relax, to let serendipity do the work, as you said, and to go and attend other people's sessions also. And then also a little reminder that this is about celebration, right? So yes, we're connecting for action. Yes, this is the focus on the events. And for us, regeneration also means to come together as an ecosystem and to make space for art, for music, for dancing, for food, for human level connection. So really having this inner regeneration part. So yeah, that's a standard day. And then to answer your question about how to design an activity, I don't know, and this is up to everyone, but if I had to give a few tools, I would definitely say use this space to show what you're proud of. Because again, I mean, one of the big regrets we have, I think both of us, is that we didn't record all of the conversations we've had this year. But oh my God, what a mind expanding, incredible journey it's been to just speak to all those people. And now finally they're all here together in the space. Great. So bring what you're proud of. But also, I coined the term of organizational vulnerability this year, and I think it's really one aspect of the gathering that shall not be forgotten. I care about this so much, about having this space where we can all talk about our failures and say, hey, I really messed up this year. This is what happened. Because that's how we grow. And that's through collaboration, the one that hurts a little bit and the one that we're not super proud of, and the shadows that can be brought up to the surface in a safe space where we have the tools to really address them. So think about this also. Maybe it's a workshop about, your struggles. Maybe it's a workshop about asking for help, and about sharing needs and not just offers.
Definitely, and I actually consider asking for help one of the greatest offers. This is, I think, many people don't appreciate. Actually, asking for help is a gift because it gives people the opportunity to do something. And there's lots of psychology that shows that when you do something for somebody else, you feel good about it. So yes, like you said, for me, vulnerability means share your fuck ups, sure, but also share your challenges, right? For me, it's much more interesting to learn what an organization doesn't know and what the challenges are, because that's an opening for me to contribute in some way, to participate. I'm happy to listen to a lecture about all of the things you've figured out, but I can watch that on YouTube or read it in your blog entry. But if you bring your questions, these are the things we don't know the answer to, right? We go against this idea, which I've been telling people, the gathering is a 450, maybe 500-person regenerative think tank. So it's a massive brain power that you can bring your questions and challenges to.
Can I ask, I think this is a really nice segue to ask about, maybe you want to say a few words about the activities that you're planning at the gathering, for the gathering. And I think this can be a really nice, mirror image of, talking about challenges and opening the door for collaboration and much more.
Yeah, all right. So, I mean, let's start with modeling this organizational vulnerability right here, right now. I mean, it has been an amazing journey, and certainly working with you, Audrey, has been the best collaboration of my life. At the same time, it's true that this year, both you and I've worked the hardest I've ever worked in my life. You've worked extremely hard. I'm getting paid nothing. You're getting paid maybe 1/4 of your market rate. So that's great, and I have no regrets or complaints about this year, but we can't continue in this way, right? I don't have the capacity much longer to spend years working on things without getting paid a European living wage, right? I'm not talking about getting rich. I'm getting paid about getting paid a Central European, Middle European living wage. So our question as an organization is, what the hell do we do? We have this beautiful idea. We'd love to scale it globally. People are talking to us. What is regenerative scaling? How can we scale this idea and enable people around the world to organize their local gatherings whilst they are getting paid for their hard work and we are getting paid for our hard work? So there is the question of how do we design and find what is the business model for the Gathering LDA, which is the organization that's stewarding the Gathering of Tribes now. For me, my dream is that the Gathering of Tribes eventually is an exit to community model. I have no idea how and when that could work, though I know it can only work once there is a viable business model behind it. So we'll be holding workshops around brainstorming how to make Gathering of Tribes better next year, of course, who we should invite, and how we can turn this from a beautiful dream and effectively a nice hobby into a regenerative livelihood for me, for Audrey, and hopefully for a bunch of other people who want us to join us on the journey. In parallel of that, we're, of course, opening up the doors for the next chapter of the gathering, the one that takes us into 2026, and thinking of it, opening the invitation for people who want to join the core team. Certainly, it's clear from this year that it has to be more than just me and you, Audrey. I think you will agree. We have learned a huge amount and we know a lot of the skills that we need. I think it'll be a great opportunity, and I really look forward who will step in. And I think we've started a great team culture between us and with the other people we've worked in. So I'm super excited about inviting the next humans who will help us figure out how to take this to the next level. And yeah, what can you add to that, Audrey?
Not much. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for holding the space for thinking and filling into all of this while I've been deep down in the matter of the land. Yeah, nothing to add.
Wonderful. So I'll just briefly mention that our electronic infrastructure, which is what I've had my head deep down on, is coming. Discord, already sending invitations. We're using Discord to create a no distractions private communication space during the gathering. The invitation, I guess, will be posted down below, and we're experimenting with how to create an amazing digital experience in parallel, which supports and enhances the physical experience. So see you very soon.
See you. Thank you.